Question 4, Marlon Livingston.
To ask the Scottish Executive, in light of its reduction in support for concessionary travel from 73.6 pence to 67 pence in the pound, which equates to a 1.3 million reduction in funding for public transport in Fife, how it will support the transport industry there?
Apologies, I should have said question 3 was not lodged. Minister Stewart Stevenson.
Thank you for that. Took me slightly by surprise. The Scottish Government remains committed to supporting the bus industry, as demonstrated by the recent agreement reached with the Confederation of Passenger Transport that will deliver another 3 years of substantial investment. The change in the reimbursement rate for the National Concessionary Scheme is intended to deliver the agreed principle that bus operators should be no better and no worse off as a result of the scheme. The agreement with CPT includes an increase in the separate bus service operators grant, which is intended to help the industry drive down fares and encourage more routes, all to the benefit of the travelling public.
Marlon Livingston.
As the Minister is aware, for the network to be maintained, local government would have to make up the shortfall with no extra funding, and this equates to £25 million in cuts across Scotland. Without that additional funding, Fife could see a shortfall of 25 to 30 buses. As other parts of the UK are continuing with the 73.6 pence in the pound, how can the Scottish Government justify these massive cuts to the most vulnerable within our communities?
Minister.
First of all, let me say I certainly wasn't aware that in England the rate was anything remotely like 73.6% in the pound. In many cases across England it is substantially less than 50 pence in the pound. But the 67 pence which has been agreed, and I do recall the transport spokesperson on the Labour benches pointing to the long-term sustainability issues associated with 73.6 pence, and we agreed. The Confederation of Passenger Transport does understand that issue. And of course, when the figure was originally set at the level it was, it incorporated a significant proportion in start-up costs to meet that. The start-up cost period ends with the completion of the installation of electronic ticketing, which will be complete in the next few weeks. So it's been appropriate to revise the figure to maintain the meeting of the real costs of the bus companies, but the increase by 10% guaranteed over the next 3 years of the bus service operators grant is a key part in ensuring that we sustain the important network of bus routes across Scotland.